Hello, can you solve this problem? Yes, try it. Put your pen down to solve this problem here. And for those that can solve it, please do that. If you cannot solve it, let's solve it together. Now, majority of students fail this particular question, and let's see why and let's see how they can solve it. We are to solve x to the power of 2x plus x to the power of x equals 20. So now, what will be the value of x? So I would like you to stay focused so we can see how we are going to solve it. Okay. Now here, the first time here, I will write it as x to the power of x. Okay, and then to multiply by 2. It's same thing as having 2 times x or x times 2. So plus x to the power of x equals 20. Now here, if I put parentheses here, it doesn't change anything, right? So what's the operation that still exists between x and 2 is still multiplication. Okay, so therefore, but here you can see we have x to the power of x here and we have x to the power of x here. So I don't want to do substitution this time around. I don't want to say let x to the power of x be substitution. Let me try to use another method, okay, without doing any substitution. So now it means that we have x to the power of x all to the power of 2. Okay, then we have the same thing here. So we're going to have x to the power of x to the power of 2 plus x to the power of x, then minus 20, then equals 0. Okay, so now from here, let me factorize this as x to the power of x and x to the power of x. That is the first term. Now let me look at this last term also to be maybe 5 times 4. You know, 5 times 4 will actually give me 20. So now I'll do the cross multiplication. So here, 5 times x to the power of x, that would be 5x to the power of x. So that's what we're going to have. Then here also, 4 times x to the power of x, we're going to have 4x to the power of x. So don't be confused, okay? So now, another thing we are going to do, I want to factorize it. That's why I'm putting all of this. So now to do this now, what we're going to do right is that look at this middle term. You can see this is plus x to the power of x. What are we going to do to this result 5x to the power of x and 4x to the power of x that will give us this plus x to the power of x? And you should know that if I put plus sign here and I put minus here, you can see that 5 minus 4, that will be 1, and we're going to have x to the power of x, which is the same thing we have here. This is plus x to the power of x. Now, we put positive here, so positive will be here. We put negative here, negative will be here. I call that magic cross method. All right, so this is now what we're going to have. We're going to have this as your what? As your factors. So this is going to be x to the power of x equals plus what? Plus 5. Okay, then x to the power of x, okay, minus 4 equals 0. Are you following? So the next thing we're going to do is, this is zero form equation, so this means that is either x to the power of x plus 5 equals 0 or x to the power of x minus 4 equals 0. Are you following? So now here, if we have x to the power of x equals minus 5, so now you can see that this is exponential function. So now all of this here cannot be negative solution. So therefore, x to the power of s will always be greater than 0 if we must have real solution. So therefore, we have to reject this. We reject it, okay? So now we go with this, x to the power of x minus 4. So we're going to have x to the power of x equals, send this to this side, we're going to have 4. Now write this 4 in form of this, and that's going to be x to the power of s equals 2 to the power of 2. Because 2 to the power of 2 will give us what? That will give us 4. Understood? So you can see by comparison, so we can now conclude that s is equal to 2. Do you understand now? So that is that. Quickly, let's see how we can check. If you want to check that, 2 2 times 2 plus 2 is this going to give us 20? Now 2 times 2 is 4 plus 2 raised to power 2, that is 4. Is this going to give us 20? Right, then 2 raised to power 4 is what? Is 16 plus 4. You can see, is it going to give us 20? Now 16 plus 4 is 20 equals 20. Okay, so that is the end of the class. I believe you enjoyed the class. So if truly you enjoyed this class, please and please share this to your friends so they can learn from it. If you enjoyed the class again, please do not hesitate to drop us a comment. Do not hesitate to like and share. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.